again, Julia, for a live lash review today within the Lash Tribe group. So let me screen share with you. And if you have any questions, please do let me know. We have some sets here that are not really sets, so I can't really review it. Oh dear. Okay. This one. So Eileen is a trainer as well, and this is a difficult set. But I think all in all, she did a pretty good job. It looks nice and fluffy. This side looks slightly longer. So, and that's probably due to her lashes kinking out a bit more. They do look a little bit more flat here. So she would have had to use a little bit more of a curl to get that kind of flick happening like she has done on the left hand side. And the inner corners, I find them slightly too long. However, because this lady has quite a bit of droopy, saggy skin here, she probably had to come out quite a bit more. So it's a bit difficult to do otherwise. On this side, however, you can see her crease is not quite as low as it is here. Maybe the crease actually stops here. Maybe there is no skin above it. It's very difficult to see actually. But you can see that the lady herself has a bit of a gap here too, and here. So I think she covered it pretty well. It's a little bit uneven here, and this one's a bit too long. So if you sit your clients up afterwards and you look at them and you feel like certain areas are not quite right, I would literally just lie them back down and take that off and make that a smoother line straight up. It just sits too high, okay? But I think all in all, this being just slightly too long, all in all, I think the styling is pretty good for her. Her lashes are neither wide set or too narrow. I think her eyes are pretty much a good distance, and so I think this styling is pretty good for her, especially the use of curl and covering up some of that hooded area. Yeah, just take note for everybody. I mean, sit them up first, look from the front, from the back, from the side. I always say that in every video when I review lashes, but you need to be aware of the different natural lashes and how they are sitting. If they're super curly, like these are not super curly, but they're definitely curlier than what they here on the outer corner, you will naturally end up with something that looks flicked out a bit more rather than something that points down. Okay, so we need to compensate a little bit. So this shape here looks a bit more like a cat eye, and this shape here looks a little bit more like a kind of a squirrely-ish effect. Yeah? Cool. I've got these two, and then I've got to go. Difficult to see with a full face shape because we only have a little snippet of it. But all in all, when I look at her straight up, I find the outer corner lashes way too long. If you have a look at her natural lashes and how tiny they are in the outer corner, and then look at these long lashes that have been applied, it's not completely saved. Look, the application is really nice, the direction is really nice, and it's, you know, a decent classic set. But if you're looking at, yeah, the outer corner lashes, I would have literally just followed her natural shape. Yeah, here it's a little bit more sparse in this area. Her lashes are a little bit longer. You need to have a look at that all together first of all, because if this is a bit longer and this is shorter, it doesn't mean that you have to make this long. It means that you have to make this a bit shorter to balance it out, okay? You can see here also how she has a little bit of a gap, which is, I guess, when she opens her eyes, it would be this corner. So you don't really see it that much after the eyes are open, okay? Another thing I noticed is that her eyes look slightly sad. And that's because the lashes are too long on the outer corner. Hers would have been better to have like more of a, she has almond shaped eyes. They are now looking very droopy though. Yeah, if you're looking at them before, they don't look droopy and sad. But then now you're looking at the lashes and it just makes her look like a little bit sad puppy dog eyes. Yeah, it's still a nice application. The application is done very well. However, it's not fitting the client's eye shape because it makes her look a bit sad, okay? If you look at her eyes here, it almost looks like she had like a lash lift gone wrong. They look super curly and a little bit like all over the place, and here they are a little bit more nicer naturally. And if you look here, you can't tell that much. It might have just been the angle that the photo was taken. They don't look particularly curly here. But if you're looking at them like that, they look quite curly and scriggly. Another thing I want to note is that if you're following the line like that, it's kind of a little bit smoother. I mean, this area looks a bit too long, of course. Just imagine this whole area here would not be there. Yeah, it would be all super short. That would look amazing on her. Now in here, you're following the line and then there's a huge dip. Yeah, can you see? And then there's quite a lot of lashes again that we don't really need in that area. So I would have tried to work on this area a bit more and lift it up slightly. Okay, does that make sense? Elise, okay, a little bit blurry, so a little bit hard to tell. Beautiful eyes. Looking at the styling, look, her eyes are naturally slightly slanting upwards. Can you see that, how they're just slightly going upwards? Yeah, they're not droopy, they're not 100% straight, they're slightly upwards. That means now she has applied longer lashes. It doesn't make her look droopy. However, I still think that they are slightly too long. But this styling is a lot better than the previous one because it doesn't make her look super sad. I would still say always, and I say this with every video, don't overcompensate with the outer corner lashes. These are the type of lashes that will droop first, they will twist, they will get heavy, they will fall off, they will annoy the client, they will get stuck to the bottom lashes. Keep the right outer corner lashes shorter, okay? And then I think the progression here is good. Like, it follows quite a nice line. There's some little dips in there, maybe not quite combed properly. But what I can see from looking at the balance is that we have quite a few lashes missing in this area. And that is probably due to her not having balanced amounts of lashes on each eye. Yeah. So this is another thing I say with every single lesson that we do. Look at your client's lashes when they come in. Have a look at them straight on. And have a look if the amount of lashes that they have is even, because if they are not, and you finish one eye with lots of lashes and you have the eye to do with not as many lashes, you're going to have an unbalanced set. So you need to start with the side that has less lashes if you are used to lashing one eye at a time. I don't recommend doing that. I don't teach it. I teach a methodical application where you go from side to side in different sections, okay? Just to make 100% sure that you have a really balanced, even set.